Welcome to another episode of Big Church Podcast. The doors are open. Church is on the move. So pay your tithes on the spot and stay away from short pocket thoughts. You did. And man, we back with another one. Episode 103, We versus Me. With the one and only, my big dog, you know what I'm saying? I played football with this guy at one of the prestigious high schools in the city. You know what I'm talking about? Pericon High School at that. Coach Fitzgerald, shout out to him. And the whole entire squad that built that program. Man, we used to play football together, man, be on special teams, man, laughing in the locker room. Just a good...
Wilding out.
Yeah, a good man from that west side, you know what I'm talking about. Now he's the head coach at McGavick High School. Was that the Blue Raiders or were just the Raiders?
Just the Raiders.
Just the Raiders, you know what I'm saying?
Go Raiders.
New head basketball coach, man. Y'all give it up for my partner, man. Russ Acklin, man. What's going on, Russ?
Man, honestly, just blessed to be here, be able to sit here on your platform and just talk about some of the things that I've did or that I've done. It's just an amazing blessing to me right now, bro.
Hey, man, welcome sitting down with the church, man, and, the congregation out there, man. Y'all subscribe to the channel, Scattersites TV. Go to your Spotify, your Hearts, and everything where you get your podcast. Big Russ, man. Just, let the listeners out there and the viewers, let them know where you're from, and piggyback, a little bit, sports and all that good stuff.
Man, Nashville native, born out south, spent a considerable amount of time out west, went to W.A. Bass.
You was a Longhorn?
Come on, man, stop playing.
I thought you was a Blue Jay.
Nah, man, stop that. Longhorn forever, man.
Oh, okay.
Come on, W.A. Bass over there, Mr. Haley, Mr. Turbeville.
Yeah.
Buddy, I remember when I got my ear pierced. Came to school Monday, dude's like, that ain't finna work. And I'm like, I can't take it out. He's like, okay, well, then you going home.
Mm-hmm.
They just drawing the line early in the game. So, man, West Nashville kid, trying to do my thing, trying to make sure I get my opportunity to bless the village and pay back some of the stuff that was given to me. Graduate of Pearl 94, graduate of Fisk University, Class 02, graduate of Morgan State, Class 07. I mean, it's just been a wild ride. Like one of them old groups we used to listen to, Far Side, Bizarre Ride on the Far Side. That's what it's been, you know what I mean? Like you said, we playing special teams. We on the cut playing special teams. But we making the most out of it, you know what I mean? Right. For whatever reason, we didn't get on the full part of the field at that point in time. It pushed us to get there. You did some things, I did some things, you know what I mean? So now it's about trying to make sure that this next generation of athletes have a opportunity to really embrace and understand what athletics is about, because we spend a lot of times in them trenches where right now you can call me and you ain't got to worry about what's going to happen. And I can call you and I ain't got to worry about what's happening. Why? Because we've been in the trenches together.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, the trenches, man. Being in the trenches, man. Did you play in the youth ball? Like, for the West End, the junior pro or whatever?
I mean,
back here?
We played junior pro with Avco at 1 year.
Oh, yeah.
We played with Dante Jones's dad out in East Nashville.
Yeah.
We was the Chargers 1 year. We came back and played. I mean, back then there was no stability on amateur athletics. Like you played junior pro, but it could be junior pro at Graymar. It could be junior pro out by the airport. It could be junior pro out in Bellevue. So, I mean, it was no conformed function of how it was going. So you might bounce around from season to season. But, yeah, man, played junior pro football, Little League baseball, center basketball. That was a little league before it was junior NBA. We did that every year. So, I mean, it was really just me and my friends taking off trying to figure out something to do to challenge each other.
Right.
It's a war every day. Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose.
Right.
I'm trying not to be the loser, you feel me?
Already, man. So who introduced you to sports, or you just, was watching it like myself, when I seen Walter Payton, I was hooked,
Craziest thing is I've been really trying to put my thumbprint on my very first dear sports memory. And as crazy as it sounds, it was one Sunday my mom and dad had this is when you lived in the projects and everybody corralled at one person's house and they played cards, drank whatever the old heads did.
Yeah.
We sat in another room and watched sports or whatever they put on the TV. It just so happened this day it's the Celtics versus the 76ers. And this is the 76ers with Daryl Dawkins, Moses
Dr. J.
Malone, Dr. J. I forgot the other guy that became a senator. But they a stacked team. They coming off winning. And it's this upstart Celtics team. And I just remember them glorifying, and I was on the TV like. And after that, I just had a special spot for the Celtics. And from that point on, bleed green.
Man, so I know you happy and Beyonce fans with
Oh,
backstage passes when they won it this year.
I tell the players sometimes stick to the script. If you go into it working hard, in your mind, you're supposed to win.
Right.
They supposed to have won the last 3 years. It just happens they follow through this year. So, yeah, man, it was exciting watching them just going everywhere I could, drinking, chilling, on the run. Got to go to one of the games in Chicago. Shout out to the wife for that one.
Yeah.
That was major. Got to see them do their whole little thing. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's crazy that you get to step back and actually see what's happening on levels. Like, I've seen it on a high school level. I've seen it on a college level. But now I got to see it on a pro level.
Yeah.
So then it kind of opened up my brain and started making me think wider as far as what would happen as a coach if I wanted to do some other stuff.
Right. So you're saying basketball was your first love?
Nah, football, man. Come on, dude. Remember, I painted my face for a couple of homecomings.
Yeah.
I was out there like, man, it's just crazy. I started. We was making the Billy Goat sounds, trying to draw the team off on special teams on the punt team. Coach Fitzgerald, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, you trying to, hey man,
we try to get every edge we can. So
you're damn right.
Football was the first love, man. But crazy as it sounds, God don't make no mistakes. I can remember the 2 years at Bass, I got in trouble with my report card and couldn't try out for the basketball team. So they went on and played under Mr. McCain, and everybody developed that game.
Shout out to Mr. McCain,
because you know what I'm saying. We at the little park, we had Park Avenue every day hooping.
Yeah,
guaranteed ain't no way around that. So I'm always pretty good at shooting. I make a free throw. I'm better to pick teams. So okay, let me go to the next stage of it. And God said it one time, so got pushed back. Then we got the Pearl and Coach Reasons.
Yeah.
Hey, that guy was crazy. Shout out to Coach Reasons.
Yeah, Coach Reasons, running back coach.
Yeah, Coach Reasons.
Offense coordinator.
That was a problem. So we had to deal with that, and then that let me see, okay, I can compete. But, I mean, football was there, and then it just, I don't know, like senior year responsibilities and having to work as a senior and doing all this other stuff, it just became like, okay, I don't have the investment into the football. But somehow I was still always hooping. Like, crazy as it sounds, everybody got to, I got expelled from high school 2 weeks before graduation. I don't understand how stuff happens, but I'm the senior class president, whole 9 yards. I get expelled 2 weeks before graduation.
Expelled?
Expelled, bro.
How?
So me and the teacher, my homeroom teacher, like some of this stuff, come on, dude, some of this stuff crazy. The homeroom teacher who we see every day, I'm like looking at his face like, dude, it's been a long night. Stuff went on at the crib. I need to get this car keys from my little bruh so I can scoot on to the house. So he let me in, then he got all attitudinal, and then he's trying to force me out the door. He done slammed the door on my arm like twice. So after a certain point, the switch went off, and it was like, okay, wait a minute, now I got to defend myself. And I pushed him. But when I pushed him, okay, he might have been 120 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm 180. It really looked like, oh, snap, he pushed him, and he went back a distance. So after that, they say I assaulted the teacher, but, I mean, I was a pillar of the community, as he said on, what's that movie? I'm the senior class president, JTG president. Like, I'm parliamentarian on the student council. I play football. I do track. Like, wait a minute, he just made a mistake. So we're not going to let you finish out school, but we'll give you your diploma. All right.
All right, cool.
So that night, everybody walking, it's raining outside. I'm talking about they had to move the graduation inside. And all I did was go down to the little court, and I shot basketball in the rain just to get my mind off of the hurt of okay, this is something I worked all this way to, got to this place, and then just the whole thing got taken out of from under me. So after that, basketball was just, it was that way. Like, I remember going to the skating center or going to Malibu, and then after everybody went to Crystals, they went to Harmon Park. And we out there at Harmon Park at 1 in the morning.
Hooping. Yeah.
Come on, man, scummy as a mug. We out there getting dirty. It's just, I don't know, it's just always something about the game. I had an opportunity to do things in basketball that I didn't get to do in football, and it was just naturally easy to me.
So you're saying it's more of a community back when we was in it right now. What's the difference, you think? You're dealing with kids, young adults too at first.
I had to tell a player the other day, you got to dream past Hermitage, Tennessee. You got to dream past the hood of Nashville. There's other hoods out there. There's other places out there, but you got to dream past that. I said, back in my day, the winos, as we walked to the store to get stuff before school, said, don't bring your asses over here. If you do, I'm going to do something to you. The dope boys said, nah, man, y'all can't come over here. They, stay over there because you're going to do something we don't get an opportunity to do. They not doing that no more. Now they recruiting the kids. They're not telling the kids, hey, get away from us because you going to do something that we all going to do through you. Like one of my homies said the other day, hey, man, your win is all of our win. And I didn't get it until he said it. Like, you are a head coach in a high school. As goofy as you is, as crazy as your funny looking ass is, you are the fuck. Like, yo, who gets kicked out of high school, turn around, get kicked out of college, go to a better college, and then become a head coach?
Yeah.
Like, the story is crazy sometimes. I'm going to sit down one day and start writing, but, like, you couldn't even imagine you get kicked out of high school and get kicked out of college and still go on and get multiple degrees and turn around and come back. Then you're the responsible person telling kids, hey, man, there's a way to do everything. And there's a way to do everything being presented to the kids. It's just one option. You got to think, Kay. They told us, do what I say, not what I do. That was the most flawed shit they ever told us in life. There's so many of us out here lost in space right now just because of do what I say, not what I do. Nah, man, we too smart for that.
Right.
So imagine where these kids at with it now, where they can look some shit up on the phone. My son said something the other day, and I'm like, dude, that's not accurate. He said, okay, watch, I'm finna pull it up on Google.
Man, okay, well.
I guess it's gospel shit.
Yeah, everything different now, man. So you leaving Pericon High School and everything. I know you went to Fitz, but I know Fitz ain't have no football team or anything. So you just went on straight academic.
Nah, like the crazy part is, Kay, before Fisk, it was TSU. I was at TSU for 3 seasons.
I ain't noticed. So did you get a ring?
Dude, listen.
Okay. See, every guy that I know who played sports or went to TSU, I had to ask him, did you get an OVC ring? You know what I'm saying? Because,
when I got there, my focus was no longer football. I had developed a green thumb, so to say.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So
I heard about that.
A lot of people know me for my green thumb. So I took the opportunity to explore the lanes of horticulture and explore my green thumb while I was partying and exploring life and things of that nature. Now, the crazy part is I had let football go. I was done with football, but I was hooping hard. And like my roommate, John Austin, rest in peace to him, he had became the starting point guard for the basketball team.
Okay.
Now
this at TSU.
This at TSU. He's from New Jersey. Like, we done hooped, and he's like, yo, dude, you could play, like, for real play. So they have, like, a little open gym / tryout. And he invites me. I get in there. They got me checking this guy. He may be 6'6", one of the first white guys they had on the team. He pretty good shooter. They got me checking him. And I guess they thought, okay, well, because he bigger than him, he finna lay down. What?
Yeah.
So I'm checking the guy. He does some kind of crazy post move, like he finna go straight over top of me and puts the ball down. And when he does, I just go with the straight rip, kick it out, and on the break, I'm in the corner, guy passing me the ball, bam, 3-point in the corner. So my dumb, overexcited ass hollers, are you feeling it, Abel? And the coaches is up there. So I don't know nothing. I'm not paying no attention. Next time back down, something happens. I get another break. I catch another one on the wing. Bam. Is that a yes? So like Rich Eisen was pushing us hard during that time.
Yeah.
The coach is up on the stands and he stops and says, who is this guy? Get him out of here now. So that was my first and last opportunity playing basketball up there. But it made me just push harder. So then I became a playground junkie.
Okay.
And every chance I got.
So you and McFerrin, Hadley.
Come on, man.
All of it.
And we, back in the day, we playing at night. We were playing from 11 to 3 a.m. consistently, guaranteed every night. One thing about it, Russ might not be the greatest scorer, but he gonna score. But defense, nah, you don't want him checking you.
Right.
And that's just me. You're not gonna beat me.
Yeah, that's when they get mad and be like, man, we ain't in the NBA, we ain't getting paid.
Damn that, you're not gonna beat me, bro. You might score one, you might score that second one, but after that, that's over with because I'm not going. I'm not going. So, I mean, it's just crazy that from being there, getting kicked out of that open gym, a couple months later, my expansions and experiences with the horticulture but were brought to a tragic halt. then it was, okay, what do you do now?
Yeah.
And shout out to Kendall Stevens, who was a mentor to my dad. He told me, hey, I got an opportunity for you to go up here to Fisk. Now, you're not going to be guaranteed no spot. You might even have to be the water boy this first year, but it's a way for you to get away from what you've been doing and keep your focus on what you're trying to do.
Right.
So I get there, and I meet up with Dr. Larry Glover and Enoch Jones. Shout out to Dr. Enoch Jones, rest in peace. Dr. Glover's like, look, man, first you're going to have to cut the partying out because I'm going to workouts and stuff scummy. Like, I'm drunk playing, and I'm still getting off drunk. So he's like, yo, dude, if you can do this way, why not do it this way?
Yeah, sober.
But in my head, I'm a young, angry kid. I'm not understanding that this man cares, and he's trying to make me be the best me I can be. So
you said, hold on. You said that, why you so angry as a kid?
I don't even know sometimes, KJ. It was like I was smarter than the peer group. And everybody in the peer group always said, okay, Russell, this is the brain. We got something we need to figure out. Let's go holler at Russell. Russell, no. So
you're saying you had to dumb yourself down for your peers? You know what I'm saying? With the homies you deal with, so sometimes you got to be like, okay, let me dumb it down, because it could be a gift and a curse, because, like, oh, he's a nerd, because, the nerd's winning right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They've been winning, but, back then, if he was a nerd or whatever, oh, he's a jerk, he ain't nothing, he ain't going to be nobody.
I just think it's like timing, and God's got a plan, not our plan. So, like, I remember before I got kicked out of school, they were upset because I was staging a walkout. They were telling us we couldn't wear plain white T-shirts. That was a sign of a gang. And I was like, okay, this is enough of this. Like, y'all, us as students, we got power. Like, if we all bail up out of here, what they gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to Sheila Peters, shout out to Calvin Peters, shout out to Maurice Fitzgerald. They put me in the office and they're like, okay, Russell, even if you right, what is this going to accomplish? You can't beat the system this way. Like, even if you do this and you standing on your morals and your grounds, they're going to find a way to attack you behind this. So you might want to pump the brakes on this.
Right.
So, like, being somewhat revolutionary or rebellious or a headstrong or pro-black back in the early 90s is something that was frowned upon, but now it's something that everybody's supposed to be woke. Mm-hmm. So it's like, sometimes you're ahead of the curve. Yeah. And I've usually been ahead of the curve.
You have. I can't say that, bro. Since I've been, I was like, dude, he's one of one.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I didn't get that as a youth. And sometimes I thought I was losing in some parameters, but I was really winning in others because, like, no matter what was going on, the village was still promoting and pushing me. Hey, man, you can be better. You're going to do different things. You have other things that you're going to accomplish.
Right.
I'm just a young kid. Where's my dad? Where's my mom? Like, me and my siblings in the trenches every day in the house. We cooking our own food. We washing our clothes. We doing what adults are supposed to do. But, like, where's the adults? Like, shout out to Granny and my granddad, my great-grandfather, because, I mean, they showed us different things because they were there to do it. But me and my other two siblings that I grew up with primarily, we was always on some like, damn, we doing this shit ourselves. Like, we raising our own selves. Like,
Right.
so, I mean, it causes you to walk around with a chip when you, as a 17-year-old senior in high school, opposed to being able to go out and work with Quick, who was our route and track coach, who's telling me, like, yo, he was talking about being a Antonio Gates before Antonio Gates. He was like, Russell, you kind of quick off your first step. You precise in your steps. You got good glue hands. Just work on the passing tree. I remember being so frustrated.
Yeah, the route tree. Yeah.
The route tree. I couldn't even learn the route tree because I had to go work at Lee's every day. You don't even remember, after we got to a certain place, Russell would leave practice.
Because he got to go to work.
Because he got to go to work.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting back in my head like, so what if I didn't have to go to work? But that wasn't the plan. That wasn't the wheel. God had a different situation to go. God had to make me go through all of this stuff to get to this place to say, okay, wait a minute. We got a whole generation of young athletes who don't trust coaches. That is blasphemy. That's like going into a Christian church and saying Jesus ain't Jesus. I don't trust Jesus. What you mean you don't trust Jesus? What you mean you play a sport and you don't trust your coach?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's not gospel.
Nah.
That ain't gospel, fam.
It's just different now these days. Man. So, you know, these coaches ain't coaching. They just favoritism. That's what we had when I was at the Creek. They were like, man, why you leave? I said, I love White's Creek. Love the school. You know what I'm saying? But the coaching, oh, man, like night and day. Because Coach Fitzgerald, Coach Fran, you could
Coach Seabrooks.
Coach Seabrooks, Coach Reason.
Come on, man.
All them guys, they was building us up to be men. And they
Off the field. Off the field.
Yep.
Like, I remember Coach Fitzgerald challenging us in third grade when he was our gym teacher, PE teacher at Park Avenue. If y'all don't get in trouble all week, y'all can go be the ball boys at Pearl when he was an assistant at Pearl. I remember we got to go one time when I think they went and rode to Cheatham County, and he gave us Snickers. Everybody got 2 Snickers, and we was like, yo, nigga, we got 2 Snickers? On the bus?
Where we from?
Yeah.
What? That's everything.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
We on, like, yo, it's a different game now. All I got to do is act good Monday through Thursday. Friday, I'm going to ride with him. I'm going to get 2 Snickers. I'm going to watch football. And whatever they eat on the way up out of here, I'm eating too.
Right.
Oh, come on, man. That's a win on the win.
Right.
So he was
Stomach.
grooming us way in third grade. So when we got to him in 9th grade, we already knew what he was standing on.
Right. Yeah.
But nobody's doing that now, man. No more Mr. Haley's. No more Coach William Cunningham's. Ain't nobody, no more
Coach Armstrong.
No more cue balls out at Rose Park. Like, that's gone, man. No more Miss Franklin. No more Miss Reynolds. Them people who cared about the kids every single day.
Miss Corn and McKissick.
Come on, man. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Them people ain't there no more. So guess what? Us sitting here with gray beards and everything, we them people now.
Yeah.
We the elders of the village. It's our job to push them on through, man.
I love it. You're right, man.
Crazy.
They ain't lying, bro, because they asked me, do I want to go, coach football? I said, I would love to, but back in the day when we was playing, the parents let the coaches coach. Now, me just being a spectator, just looking at everything, the parents is cussing out the coaches, and then if they lose, they argumentative, all this, man. Taking them off the field, and there's a whole bunch of stuff, man. And then you look at the kids. I sent a video to my partner and my nephew. A nephew out there in Maplewood. It was a team, a little league team. Jersey's clean. You got to stay fresh.
Got to.
But the thing about it, these kids couldn't be more than 9, 10 years old. Man, they got the red ski mask on, all of them, what they playing with the big speaker. It's just like, hey, man, it's getting out of hand, bro.
Okay, remember, we was going up to the goddamn Broasted store up on the corner of Jefferson.
Yeah.
Tearing they damn pantyhose department up. Because this is when you barely could get your shoes spatted.
Yeah.
If you're an old head, you know how important it was to get your shoes spatted. So before you could really get the spatted going, we had the pantyhose going up under the tights.
Yeah.
We was out of control at Burcon at one point in time.
Yeah.
With some Wild Beast
bands on the
Savage.
ankles and everything.
What?
Yeah.
Man, we was Wild Beast Savage, man. So that really showed me where team and unity comes from, because when one person went and found them, they said, hey, man, the tights is up there and blah, blah, blah. They got our sizes.
Yeah.
How you
the
find
black,
out?
The red ones, the white ones.
How you find out? Oh, man, I sent such and such in there. She figured it out, and she said, hey, this is the sizes y'all need. So we going in there tearing them up on the pantyhose aisle every Friday because we need fresh kicks, fresh stuff for the gear. Like, man.
Yeah.
And that was the part of it where us as the players stuck together. But now you got, like, every parent knows what's supposed to happen because they've coached their child. Okay, I coached my son. He was a top-tier MLB player. Shout out Jacquees. And after a certain point, I realized, somebody told me, after a certain place, you just a dumb dad. No matter what you've done, you're just a dumb dad. Why? Because I see you every single day. Now, you could tell him one thing, and his peer group can come and tell him the exact same thing, and who you think he's going to listen to? You or the peer group?
Peer group.
Peer group. So then that's when it became important to make sure I'm dumping certain information into the peer group. Because if I dump it into the peer group, then the peer group going to dump it into him. Simple. Just like when we was growing up. Miss what's her name down at the corner? Hey, y'all know y'all wrong. I'm finna call y'all mama. Such and such down at the store. Hey, don't bring y'all ass over here. I don't care what y'all think y'all doing. This ain't it. I'm finna call y'all mama. Such and such around the corner. Hey, don't make me get up. I'll come and get y'all ass. And they chasing us.
Right.
It's the same reinforcement of what's right. There's no gray area on right and wrong. No gray area.
So you saying, let me pick it back a little bit. You at Fisk. When did you end up going to Baltimore?
Graduated in class 02. And after that, I wanted to go to grad school, and I was heavy into the film. That's why watching this right here is so crazy to me. Like, I actually went and got a degree in film. Like, so college sweetheart at the time tells me, okay, look, man, they got this program over here in Morgan. I'll get the application, I'll fill the application out for you, yada, yada, yada. You just say you coming. So I'm like, damn, okay, blessing in disguise.
Right.
I'm coming. So I get there, you know what I'm saying? Things don't work out between me and her. I meet my future wife. We have a son, and while I'm up there, I come home and visit, and we get off the plane going back to the house. And the guy comes over the radio. Oh, don't. We have a record-breaking number of deaths in the year. And I'm like, damn, it's January.
Right.
It's January 18th, and we got a record number of deaths. Hey, look, we got to move back to the Ville. Like, I ain't saying the Ville great, but just coming from my own experience, I could have been screwed over 1,000 different times. But the Ville did allow the option to, okay, you was wrong, learn from that mistake.
It's the South.
Man, up in Baltimore, you got to be more careful. This was an artist that had a book out called Be More Careful. That's for real. Like, the crazy part is it's below the Mason-Dixon line, so it's still in the South.
Right.
But it's on the East Coast. So everything goes up and down through it. So, like, them stories you see about The Wire, about them crooked cops and all that, that's actual factual. That's real life. Like, it's not for playing. You'll be walking around with somebody and not even know they knee deep into the shit until, like, oh, wait a minute, what is this?
Right.
You knee deep in the shit.
Yeah, they say in Baltimore is a hell of a place.
Oh, man, wow. Like,
what side you was on?
Shit, I stayed out east. I stayed out west. Cold Spring, Nahant, Garden Village, Eastbury.
A little bit of everywhere.
Man.
So how long you was up there?
7 years.
Oh, okay, that's a long time.
Yeah, 7 years,
Yeah,
man.
good season, man. So you coming back from Baltimore and you coming back to the crib. What was the plan?
The plan was, let me figure out what I can do to help establish the family unit, because at this point in time, it's me, wasn't my wife then, but my future wife and my son, Russell Jr. So in my head, I got to give him something different. I got to give him a different example. I got to give him a different option. So I really tried to think, okay, I don't have the best job right now, so I got the best time. So I can invest time if I don't invest nothing else into him. And then to hear him get into his teenage years and be like, you overparent. You see how I'm smiling?
So,
You overparent. Like,
yeah.
oh shit.
I did my job.
Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Yeah.
Me coming from, I don't know where my parents is, to, oh, you overparent. You doing too much. Can you take a break, Dad? Can you just stop for a minute, Dad? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I did what I was supposed to do.
Church.
So when them other two knuckleheads, shout out to Ryan, my daughter who about to be 16 on the 1st. That's crazy. I got a 16-year-old daughter, and I had to walk around so calm and cool and don't nobody know that, like, in the deep crevices of my soul, like, if she ever calls me crying,
It's over.
it's over.
Call it Peter bread because it's a wrap.
It's a done deal. But then, you know, I got my youngest, who is 11, Rayden. He's a nutcase. Like, they say he's a spitting image of me and his actions and everything. He just goofball.
Yeah.
I can see that, like, so he gives me my goofball back to me, and it makes me, okay, I got to stay centered. I got to keep it all cool. But in the process of dealing with them, man, I had to invest as much as I could into them. And now that they're getting older, my old college coach, Dr. Glover, called me in and asked me to be the cameraman. That's how I started working at Fisk. I went around and recorded the games. And then a year later, he asked me to be the sports information director, where I covered all the games, did all of the stats, the graphics, covered the stories, web pages, all of that, because that was allowing me to scratch the itch of creativity from getting the masters in TV and film script writing.
Right.
But along that way, he asked me to sit on the bench with him. And I just somewhere in my head said, okay, let me say the most annoying shit to the players that they take for granted. Because by then, I had coached my son, and after a certain place, the shit that is most important, that my son stopped listening to me, never goes away. That's the fundamentals of shit. Like, my son would be so mad in high school at Hillsborough that I would tell him keep his elbow up. That's something your batting coach gonna tell you.
Yeah.
So when we got to college and I was sitting on the bench, I would always tell the players, fingers in the goal. And they would get frustrated, and I would say, okay, so it's a person in the NBA that get paid $300,000 to do this right here on the bench all day. And somebody looks at him to do this. He getting $300,000 to tell you put your fingers in the goal, some shit somebody told you in 3rd grade. Goosenecks, hands in the cookie jar, whatever.
That's what I'm about to say.
Whatever you want to go.
Hand in the cookie jar.
Hand in the cookie jar. It's the same damn thing.
Yep.
So I just started doing that, and then we had a good team that went like 17-9. And towards the end of the season, I was scared that I was like taking over or overshadowing my mentor, who I loved like a father.
Right.
And I just didn't want to try to make him look bad. And the players was like, hey, man, if you don't open your damn mouth, we don't win. Because when you say put your hands in the passing lane, we get our hands up, we get a steal. When you say fingers in the goal, we get our fingers in the goal, we make the free throws. Coach, it's certain stuff that you got to say that we rely on now, where your voice is in our heads. So after that, I was like, well, wait a minute. Oh, goofy ass Russell, they listening to goofy ass Russell.
Right.
Damn, I might be able to do this. So from there, I linked up with Kenny Anderson and was selected as his assistant head coach. And I mean, just all kind of magic and miracles started to happen. I won Assistant Coach of the Year last year in the GCAC conference. I got won 2 games when Coach Anderson had to serve a suspension for when we played with an ineligible player. I beat an undefeated Life team that was 8-0. I beat a Bethel team that was we hadn't beat in 20-some odd years. They were like 7-2, and this is during the Thanksgiving Classic. And after that, it was like, okay, wait a minute. You really did this. Like, you can do this. So after that, it was like, okay, I had to call my son one day and tell him thank you for allowing me to learn the best way to be a coach. Because me and you butted heads every day about your gift. And you allowed me to learn, okay, I just can't come at you like, that ain't going to work all the time.
Right.
Some players, like you said, some players need that, and some players going to turn off from it.
Right.
And I had to learn that with him. So, I mean, I understand the plight of the parent because they've seen their children, go back to where your initial point was, they've watched their child do certain things in certain levels. But those levels don't transfer to the next level all the time either. Like, I had a parent stop me and put their hands on me, grab me, and some more stuff after the game. Like, my child was the top 50 in Tennessee. And I'm like, this kid right here we just played is 6'8", and he a 2-guard. What is your son that's shorter than I am going to do with this kid that's 6'8", and he weighed 245? He's shooting over top of everybody. So your top 50 in Tennessee son versus this 6'8" kid, and see, that's the part they don't want to hear.
Right.
So that's why I have to try to make sure I bridge the gap with the players and I communicate with the players the best way I possibly can to let them know I've seen it on both sides. I know what it feels like to see a parent and watch your child and their skill sets be stagnant.
Right.
You're expecting great things out of them, so you rush to try to get the great things out of them. But sometimes it's a process.
That it is. That it is. How was coaching under the great legend Kenny Anderson, man?
Man, it's probably that was.
See, Kenny Anderson made me put on a T-shirt under my jersey when he was at Georgia Tech with the black shoes.
Dribble behind the back.
Yeah, legend.
Dribble behind the
New
back.
York legend, point guard. Yeah,
Uh,
because he was one of the first ones I seen could dribble, facilitate, and shoot the ball
and score.
Yeah,
and score. 3-headed monster as a point guard. Mm-hmm. Major blessing, man. When he came in, I had just lost my grandma, who was like, if you know me, you know I'm a Batman fanatic, so my grandma was my Alfred. Mm. So I had just lost Alfred. So in my head, like, what in the hell am I about to do? What? And then he came along, and the first thing he said to me was, Russ, we got to be better husbands, spouses, fathers, and mentors. And he separated spouse and husband, because those are two different things. Mm. Two different things. So it was a blessing to have someone challenge me in ways I hadn't been challenged before, because I'm a hothead at times, because I'm going to stand on what's right, because I did what I was supposed to do and I know it's right.
Right.
And ain't no debate on it. I know it's right. So if you coming at me, you finna come stand on what's right. Okay, let's go to war. And he would tell me, hey man, just sometimes just do this.
Smile and nod your head.
Everybody don't deserve that energy, bro. Everybody don't get that part of you. Why? Because they ain't worth it. I think it was probably the best thing that happened to me during that period of time, to have somebody who went through all the perils of life to come back and say, hey, man, focus on your house. Hey, man, focus on your kids. Hey, man, it's bigger than basketball. Like, I just hit him up the other day. He was talking to me, and he was like, Russ, I know you ain't going to tell them all the bad stuff. Because that's my big brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the best man in my wedding. Like, I fucks with dude the long way. Like,
see, this is crazy, man. You know, because I know you. Whoever thought Kenny Anderson to be your best man at your wedding?
In Nashville, Tennessee.
Right. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, ain't no but God, bro.
That's why I said, so, like, just being around that dude, he's a complete nutcase, man. He's so fucking funny. It's just silly and shit. Like, yo, man, dude took me to Rucker. Like, that's like...
speak on it, yeah.
That's like if you a basketball player, going to Rucker Park is like going to the damn Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you a real hooper, you go to Rucker, you have been to the Vatican. So I'm there. I'm seeing Pee Wee Kirkland. I'm seeing the other guy, I forgot his name, Joe the Destroyer. These people I done watched documentaries on. Mm-hmm. These folks tell the NBA, listen, I don't need your money. I make more cake out here than y'all ever gonna pay me. To be in the presence of these men and understand the conviction of them saying, hey, I ain't gotta do that. I'm in control, not y'all in control.
Yeah.
But now to see them on the backside being like, I wasted time and effort on that lane when I could have been over here in this lane.
Right.
See, it's always the reflect of, oh yeah, that was cool, but that ain't where I should have been. So now I'm just looking at life in the perspective of God has put certain people like Coach Anderson to put him in my presence to get me in a place where as a man, the example ain't just necessarily there, but the tutelage, the programming is being put into you every day. It's just amazing, man. That dude he's a blessing in disguise. I tell him all the time, man. He don't even realize the successes and the things that he's done off the court, like touching and interacting with somebody like me. Because how do I become a head coach if I'm not coaching under him?
Right.
So he's still facilitating being a point guard that he is, but now it's in the game of life.
I love it. So you at the Rucker, man. How was that, man?
You
see it on TV, but that's like the Drew League, you know what I'm saying, in LA.
Real, KJ, unreal. So anybody that grew up in the 90s, you watched And One Take.
Oh, yeah.
And you heard Duke Tango, and you saw Skip dancing. This shit is really happening in the game.
Yeah.
I'm sitting back in awe like, wait a minute. Time out. This is really how this shit goes. Yeah, this is what basketball look like up here. Like, it's just an opportunity to step out of bounds, and that's why I was trying to tell one of my players, future players coming up season, dream past where you are. Don't dream where you are, dream past that. Because guess what? I never dreamed I would be in Holcomb Rucker Park in Harlem World, New York.
Yeah.
How do I get there? Like you said, we playing special teams. I'm not even a factor on the depth chart.
Right.
But how do we get there? God don't make no mistakes.
Man, say that again. Church on the move.
God don't make no mistakes.
That he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? I want to ask this, Russ. What type of coach are you?
I'm a hybrid. So, like, today, I talked to two of my former players. One that's transferred to Northern Illinois, Blake Goodman, B. Goody, shout out. Another one, Tion Thompson, who transferred to SUNO. Shout out, Blockhead. And it's just hell-bent in my soul to let other young men know there are young men who care and there are people who care about you.
Right.
Like I had Dr. Glover who, man, that guy's like dad on another dad. My ongoing joke was, it's crazy the stepchild get treated like this. It's crazy you treat your stepchild like this. But he's like been my biggest supporter, and last year he was there all the time, but he always let me know he cared. Like it would be times where I would come to him and I would be trying to tell him about I'm stressing because one of my siblings and two of my siblings are back home and there ain't no lights, and mom's got whatever situation she's going on with her substance issue. And he's like, Russell, the best thing you can do right now is keep moving forward and go finish your degree. You can't keep putting a Band-Aid of borrowing money or trying to get money to run down here and pay this bill. That's not helping the overall good of. Right now, the best thing you can do to show your siblings is, hey, just because you're right there don't mean you got to be right there.
Right.
Keep moving. And that comes from somebody saying they care. Like Dr. Jones, Enoch Jones, who was Dr. Glover's assistant, he would always threaten us with his rusty knife.
Yeah.
And when we knew that, hey, don't make me get my rusty. That's like your old uncle saying, hey, man, you crossing that damn line.
Yeah, you overcooking my grits.
Hey, man, what he say? Don't cross the gun line.
Yeah.
Don't cross the gun line.
Boss, don't
do that. I don't care if you so much to stick your Johnson across there.
Yeah, no crossing.
I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to get you. Yep. And that's them people showing you that they care. We got away from understanding that care ain't always nice. Care ain't always soft and sweet. Care ain't always puppy dogs.
Yeah, because the world ain't.
Man, it's a hard knock life out here. So a lot of the times, man, we spend trying to figure out what's in front of us at the moment, opposing to looking at the long game. So I'm just trying to make sure that I instill into any young athlete that I come across, hey, man, somebody cares about you. Somebody cares about you. Because when you know somebody cares about you, you make different decisions.
Man, like Pat LaBelle, somebody loves you, baby.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Oh, no, my bad.
See, I don't know why you doing that stupid shit. I don't know why you doing that stupid shit. Because you know if you throw it, I'm going.
Come on, man.
All day long, man. You know I'm going.
So, man, how did you get the McGavick job?
Man, shout out to my other extended brother, Latrey Hampton. Got called in on a Friday, and the administration told us that they were going in a different direction. I didn't really feel any kind of way about it because in my head I just wanted to.
Somebody at Fisk?
Yeah, at
okay.
Fisk.
How long you was at Fisk before they?
9 years.
I mean, I know you knew far as coaching. 9?
6 years.
6 years. Okay.
So I spent 3 years as an SID, and the other 6 years I was on somebody's bench, running practice, being a coach.
Yeah, because I was like, man, how in that? I said, okay. I said, well, he's smart, so.
Nah, bro, like it took last year. No, that was 22, 23 season. We had the conference tourney. Shout out to Todd Day Sr. at Philander Smith.
Not the Todd Day.
The Todd Day.
Arkansas.
40 minutes
Mayberry.
Todd Day.
Okay.
Senior. TJ, shout out to you too, fam. So he pulls me to the side and he like, hey, Russ, I nominated you for Assistant Coach of the Year. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, fam. Because besides you and my son, I don't see people going at it from all the angles of what coaching is all about.
Right.
So I'm just telling you, hey, man, keep on doing it. Do your thing. Keep pushing. You're going to be a hell of a coach. So in my head, like, yo, wait, a peer group and rivals are looking at me like, hey, man, you got potential to be good at this. Like, you can actually do this. So then when I came around this year and I won Assistant Coach of the Year as a 4th seed, we're the 4th seed in the conference out of 12. We got the number 1 defense in the conference. Defense is my specialty.
Right.
In my head, I'm like, wait a second. Okay, they told us back in the day, if the person don't want you, don't chase them. Period. To be explicit, I don't know what channels is going on, but old head said, I don't chase no hoe that don't want me. As a pimp said that. It makes sense. Like, I can't go after somebody that's not invested in me. No hard files, no, you know what I mean, everything love. Then I want to say about 2 days later, I'm talking to my wife like, yo, I'm going to take a break. I'm just going to chill. I'm let my head clear because, you know what I mean, in my head, I should be.
That's a long time, 9 years.
Come on, man. Like, I got to be going somewhere, doing something the right way.
Right.
So like I said, shout out to my brother, Latrey Hampton. He sent me a text message and said, this job is open. And it was the head coaching job at McGavick. So I reached out to one of my extended relatives, Shalonda Carney Bledsoe, who was working at the school at the time, and said, hey, this for real? And she said, hey, just relax. I'm going to shoot you over to the principal. Connect me with the principal. He shoot me a text message and say, hey, go submit an application. and then we're going to set you up for an interview. The following Tuesday, I went and interviewed at 11 in the morning. At 3:30, he called me back and said, hey, Russ, we're going to submit your name as our next head coach. I was like, wait a minute. I was supposed to be taking a break. Like, I just threw my name out there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, to see what I needed to do to be in the position of being a head coach.
Right.
And God said, no, this is what you finna go do.
Yeah.
This the plan right here. You need to interact with these young guys. Yeah. You need to interact with this next generation of kids. So that's how I got over McGavick, man.
Congratulations, too, man.
Appreciate that, fam. Appreciate
so
that.
What was the feeling? Was you wham? Did the shoulders get to shaking? you had to lean on something out of them shoulders.
Okay, like, the hardest part has been just really embracing all of the support of the village. So, like, when you say you raised by the village, then you know it's multiple people who have invested into you and your success. And to have them people multiply and say, hey, man, this is big for our city, Russell. This ain't just big for you. This is big for our city.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're going to go and do this the right way. You're going to interact with those young men, and you're going to give them the path that they're supposed to have.
And you're a Nashville native.
Come on, man. Like, I get scary because, like, one of my high school mentors, Milton Harris Sr., who passed away, R.I.P., Coach Harris. Yeah. He's the first person to tell me, hey, man, you ain't got to be a dumb jock. You don't have to be a dumb jock. Damn. He made us read Malcolm X to go take a field trip. He made us read the autobiography of Malcolm X to take a field trip down to Fountain Square, Cinema 14. For all y'all don't know nothing about that.
That's Watkins.
It ain't even that no more. Go to Cinema 14 on a field trip to see Spike Lee's
Malcolm X.
Yeah,
I remember when y'all did that.
What?
Because I was a freshman.
It was the first African-American studies class in the state of Tennessee. He ends up going to McGavick, as one of his final jobs. So I'm walking the path that this man has already laid for me, and I ain't got a clue.
Ain't nothing but the Lord.
Come on, man. All I got to do is stick to the script.
Right.
Stick to the script. So it's been just overwhelming sometimes. It's been a blessing sometimes. I done cried, tears of joy, just like, yo, man, all of this stuff that you went to, you right here now, though. Like, all of the stuff that you did that was destructive, that you knew was wrong, and you still right here where God is supposed to use you. I'm just a vessel. The Most High know what he doing. I'm done getting in the way. Like what Kendrick Lamar say, who am I to stand in the light of God? I'm not nobody.
Right.
I'm not no religious buff. I'm not no minister, but I know one thing for certain, two things for sure. The Most High drives the car.
At the same time. Yep. No co-pilot. They play co-pilot. No, he's the driver.
He's the driver. You just sit in cruise control.
Yeah. He ain't the big homie either. He's everything.
Come on, man. So if you in touch with him and you got some kind of connection to that, then you understand that some of the things that you're going through and you're experiencing are for a greater good. And you have to embrace the greater good. Sometimes it ain't no price tag on it.
You're right. I want to ask this, Russ. When you think about the high school kids and everything with the NIL deal, is that a gift and a curse, you think?
Oh, man, I just think sometimes, like, why didn't this happen earlier? I can't help but think that because, like, I grew up with some athletic dogs. I grew up with some monsters on the gridiron and on the hardwood.
Yes, sir.
So in my head, what if these guys had access to these NIL deals? Will that make them make different decisions about what they going through at home on an everyday basis? Like, I had to go to Leeds to work. Some of them had to go to the drive. Some of them had to go to the corner. Some of them had to go to the jungle. Some of them had to go places and do things that, in most cases, I don't want to do, but I have no choice but to do.
Right.
Excuse me. So after you get to a place of that, man, then you come back and you say, okay, so what is the driving force behind these young men and young women now? Like if I got $1 million in a bank account already before I even touch a collegiate athletics, I ain't dribbled, I ain't kicked, I ain't swung, I've done absolutely nothing, and I already got $1 million in the bank. I don't need you, coach. That's why the transfer portal is so exploding. That's why everybody's 1 year and then they gone somewhere else.
Yeah, but I think the people who's in the transfer portal, man, is the ones who ain't starting. There's a lot of them in there.
It's sometimes, but then sometimes it be like...
Getting the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting the whole thing. That's why I'm like, man, you know, because I had a partner of mine, we were talking about the NIA. He said, man, I got $3 million. I said, man, if I was a parent, I'd tell my son or daughter, look at the end game. Don't look at the little money now. You know what I'm saying? Because you want the big money. Because you got that little money. Say you take your leg
got $3 million now. What they gonna give you after you go and perform?
Yeah, you talking about
$30 million.
30 million. Then you got the endorsements.
You got shoe deals.
Yeah.
And come on, man. So like you said, it is a gift and a curse. But after a certain point in time, it all becomes who is the young adult listening to. Just like in He Got Game. Who is the support system? Who is in his ear? I came up with a notion last year, or a quote. It's background noise. It's a lot of background noise to these athletes. If they could just cut the background noise out and had the opportunity on focusing, a lot of them wouldn't make the decisions that they make. But the background noise, once somebody tell them, oh, you got a chance to go pro. Oh, you got a chance to be a lottery pick. Oh, you're going to change your family's future. And one person, the wrong person in the family hear that, we finna hook him up like a piece of cattle.
Right.
Come on, you got to save the family. What you waiting on? It's your job to save the family.
Yeah.
Nah, that's too much pressure on them kids.
Right.
And that's one of the things I learned with coaching my son. When it feels like a job and it ain't fun no more, I don't give a fuck about being out here. When it's a job, I don't want to do it no more. I do it because it's fun.
Right.
And if it ain't fun, I don't want to do it.
Say that shit again, bro. You never lied, but this is the time, you know, we call the altar call, you know what I'm saying, at the Big Church Podcast. If you got any game you want to give to the people out there, man, it's the time now.
We versus me. There's a bunch of great me's, but it's very few great we's because we no longer sacrifice for the we. Like, I'm 48 years old, and I got the same friends or circle of friends that I've been interacting with for 40 years. Why? Because we stuck together when we were younger, and we stopped doing it when we got older. But now we're all starting to realize, hey, how we survived is we held together as a group, as a unit, as a we. When we get back to we can change society. Because right now, everybody's focused on the individual. What about the group?
Yeah.
What about the group?
It's just like in the rap game.
Come on, man. What
There's
about the group?
a lot of solo, and where the group's at.
Where the group, man? What happened to the group? You got to think when we were in our most courageous times throughout history, it was a group. There's never been an individual out there in the front lines saying, nah, 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 nah. We've had people that were speakers or mouthpieces for the group. It was a we, always. It's never been a singular person changing something. It's been the group. We get back to the group, we're going to be all right. That's the problem. No more we. We versus me, man. Get back to the we.
Man, I love it, man. Russell, brother, thank you, man, for sitting down with me, man.
Love.
And this is Big Church Podcast, you know what I'm saying? Episode 103, We versus Me, with the one and only head coach of McGavick High School basketball, Russell Acklin. You know what I'm talking about? You can catch us on everything. Scott Sites TV, YouTube, what's that, Spotify, iHeartRadio, the whole 9 yards, man. Church on the move. Pay your tithes on the spot. Stay away from short pocket thoughts. Peace.
That wasn't too bad.
Oh, nigga,